Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a game between Rain and OO here on Fighting Spirit. Bottom left-hand corner is the orange Protoss player, Rain. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Zerg player, OO. Now, I spent 15 to 20 minutes trying to figure out who this OO player is, brackets MVP. I have no idea, you guys, but if he can hang with Rain, then he's a pretty darn good Zerg player. Okay, so bottom right-hand corner versus bottom left-hand corner. And I don't know, I just like ZVP, you guys. I just like it a lot. Like the storms, like the Reaver drops, like the Plague, like the Dark Swarm, like the Lings, like the Hydras. It's just, I don't know, it's just my favorite matchup in all of StarCraft. I like it a lot in StarCraft 2 as well. Thank you for joining me for your Saturday Brood War on this channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome aboard. I'm also over at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin playing Warcraft 2 and StarCraft 2, and I'll be playing Warcraft 3 Reforged once it's released. So if you're interested in that stuff, then head over there and hit that follow button. I promise you will not be disappointed. Alright, probe scouting here is Rain. Protoss seems a little bit more likely to probe scout, well, worker scout, because the other races can't probe scout. Ho ho ho. But yeah, just slow reload scouting here from OO. We're gonna call him, if I call him MVP, that's gonna be confusing because there are some really great StarCraft players whose names have been MVP, and I don't want to get that confused. So it's gonna be OO here, which is so darn confusing. But he's gonna see the pool first here out of the Zerg player, and he's gonna go ahead and toss down a very quick Forge there. Forge, get some cannons down. Forge help to wall off here against the early Lings that are probably going to be coming here, and blocking off the expansion attempt by the Zerg player too is just beautiful. It's just very, very nice. Where did my thing go? E, that's the one. You'd think I'd have these hotkeys memorized, but I don't usually accidentally hit the E and remove that. But anyway, the pool is now done. How many Lings on the way? Just a set, no big deal. It's not multiple sets of Lings here, which is really actually nice for Rain, and he should be prepared for it anyway. Rain is the best, well, is he the best Protoss player alive right now? Has he surpassed Bisu? I know Bisu's getting up there in age. He's kind of losing some of his reflexes and his twitch stuff, and I think that happens from time to time with the older players. So you tell me in the comments, has Rain surpassed Bisu as the best Protoss player on Earth? Because what I cast from him, what was it? It was Rain versus Last, I believe it was. It was a best of 5 PvT that they originally did at BlizzCon 2018, and they released the replays, and I cast from there, and it was just an impressive display of Protoss from Rain. I mean, he was multitasking like crazy. His Reaver hits were brilliant. He had a couple plays in there that I'd never seen before, that Protoss players, that you're capable of doing as Protoss, that Rain was just like, yeah, I got this, no big deal, bam. It was incredible. It was incredible stuff. So more from him is definitely welcome here on the channel. I'd like to find more of his replays. It's difficult to do, though, as it turns out. I'm trying to find more out on the Foreign Brood War Discord server. If you're interested in finding that, it's just Foreign Brood War Discord. I believe you search that in Google, it'll pull up. Or if you ask me, I'll put a link to it in the description here. But again, Discord is the gaming place to be, you guys. I have a Discord server. There's a link in the description. I mean, there's Discord servers for everything under the sun. As the third hatch is going down here for the Zerg player on the low ground, as is tradition in these ZVPs. And yeah, no real pressure here at all. It was just a pool first, which makes me feel like he was worried about some pressure from Rain. He wasn't scouting. He didn't know what was coming. He felt maybe a little bit nervous. Went for the pool first into the hatch just to make sure he had enough Lings to deal with something that showed up. But so far, nothing. It's just been probe scouting. This probe is, down to about 30% on his hit points. His shields are almost back up to full, though, which is really, really nice. So weird thing, you guys. I've been having some weird FPS issues, frames per second issues, with the stuff that's been recorded here using the GeForce Experience, which NVIDIA ships for free with their video cards, which is I'm running a GTX 970 right now. But one of the last videos, actually the one on Thursday, you may have noticed there wasn't an intro or an outro in that one, and that is because it was recorded at 59.94 FPS, which doesn't make any sense. HitFilm doesn't know what that is. Windows Movie Maker doesn't know what that is. There's like a 59.96 that you can do, but 59.94 doesn't make any sense. And it was creating crazy audio desync issues. So I said, to heck with this, I'm just going to go ahead and upload this thing to YouTube straight and call it good, and I did. And that was the end of it. And that's why it's a little bit different than my usual stuff. So that's a Spire coming in. Just going to be for Corsair, though, as in fact where you're opening Stargate for Rain. Also getting a Citadel of Adun, so likely could be some Corsair DT opening from the Protoss player. Pretty decent saturation happening at third base here for the Zerg player. Macro here, hatch here at the front door. Helps to kind of wall off against any Zealot pressure that might be coming. And yeah, this is not Muta. There's not nearly enough gas in the bank here for MVP. Said I was going to call him that. For Owo here to make that happen, as far as making, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mutalisks when that Spire pops. So definitely just going to be a couple Scourge just to deal with the Corsair that are definitely in production already. For Arena, as we can see in that production tab, he is going Templar Archives. Pretty fast Templar Archives here. Whether he's rushing for Storm, possibly some Archon player, or possibly just going for DTs. I think DTs makes the most sense, but we haven't seen a whole lot of that in the current meta of StarCraft 2. This is a fairly recent game, I believe 2016, 2015, which again, 2015 was 3 years ago. It's not like it's super recent history, but it's more recent than some of the games that I've cast from 2008, 2009, 2010, sometime in those years, you know what I mean. Fourth hatch coming in very nicely from OO. So yeah, his APM's over 300 at this stage of the game. He knows what he's doing. He's absolutely macroing very, very well for a Zerg player. He's doing everything that you need to do. He's got some Lings watching the front door to see if anything comes out. Has he lost any Overlords yet? I don't know that he has. Scourge setting up to deal with any Corsair that come over this way. Maybe any drops that possibly might be coming. He's just going to scout with these for now. And he's going to see the additional gateways in production. He's going to see the Corsair. They are protected. Oh, did they get any hits off? Maybe. Now, it looks like that Corsair did take some hit. Some damage from the Scourge, but really nothing to worry about there. Alright. Sunken Colony in production. Evolution Chamber coming up here. Zerg player, what is your going? Oh, here it is. What is a DT out? And he just clears out all of the Zerglings very casually out at the front door and then huffs it across the map. The orange DT looks good. I think yellow DT looks good as well. Blue and red kind of overdone, maybe boring at this stage, but orange is snappy. I really like it when players have kind of non-standard colors in this matchup. And the blue and orange complement each other very well, aka the Denver Broncos. Last time there was a blue-orange matchup, I mentioned that. Somebody in the comments was like, dude, that's my favorite team. And I was like, yeah, I mean, there are those of us who like the sports ball and the esports. I don't know if there are many of us. Yikes, Dark Templar almost gets killed by those Sunkens. But those of us who do exist, we understand each other. It is going to be Lurker, though, from Owo. Throwing up another Sunken here. The third base is usually the side of the first huge attack. What? Where's the Spore? Oh, that was gonna be a Spore. This is such a mistake for OO. Hydra's popping out. Oh, just 5, 6, 7 seconds late. This DT is gonna try to take down this creep colony because the Overlords have been chased away. That's amazing. Amazing timing here. And that Spore needs to pop to save. Nope. Can't save it, but the Spore pops. Oh, and the DT. Revenge on the DT. Scourge do detonate. Did they not detonate? Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Our Corsair died. I was looking for an injured Corsair, but that was just a regular Corsair that took a hit. So nothing too crazy there at all. Chasing all the way back. Third base coming up quite nicely along the left side for Rain here, too. And yeah, just going to be Lurkers, man. It's going to be Lurkers. Eventually, we're going to see some Dark Swarm with those two. The answer to Lurkers really needs to be a transition into Dragoons from the Protoss player. Is he... Yeah, additional gateways coming on in here. Does he have Singularity Charge? I don't know if he has range yet. Zealot's trying to wander into the natural base, but two Sunkens well placed. And some Lurkers morphing in here too are enough to make them skedaddle on out. They've got speed, so they can definitely do that. Corsair continuing to path around. Third base has a ton of Overlords at it, and one Spore Crawler. Spore Colony! Man, I need to call them Colonies. My brain has a hard time differentiating them. And once again, just Lurkers present and Sunkens are just a worst nightmare. Worst possible nightmare for Zealots. Wow, the Overlord Massacre has been insane. 74 to 62 available supply. Rain is just doing so well right now. And Scourge going to chase. They are marginally faster than Corsair, but... Alright, enough to take one down. That's fair enough. There are still 5 left in the group. Lurker setting up on this ramp. Very brave. A very brave Lurker by himself out on this ramp. Any Zealots that come out have to deal with him. Oh, is he going to try to get up into this third base? He's going to sneak up that way. I like it. I like it very much. Maybe set up behind this mineral line where the cannons aren't present. Yeah, this is beautiful stuff here. Right there. And then, oh, the probes. They were stacked up for a second there. One does end up going down. The probes are running for their lives right now, but it's not what you want to see. If you are a Protoss player, your probes fleeing for their own lives. This one, oh, gonna go down. They get 2 shot by the lurkers here. Corsair still flying around trying to find more targets, more overlords to kill. Might be focusing a little bit too much on this. Is Owo, but I can't necessarily blame him. This is genius. This is genius. There's an observer on the way, but there were no observers on the map when this thing got started. Is that another macro hatch? Yep, another macro hatch here at the 4th base. So far so good, I would say, from Owo. He's down a little bit at the 10-minute mark, but that is to be expected. That is how Jaedong plays this matchup, is he's always down. Always down against his Protoss opponent, and then suddenly he's way ahead in about 5 minutes. You're like, what happened? Oh, the Scourge! Decent hit there. Oh man, that was not good at all. 2 Corsair get taken down. We're down to 4 total right now. Bad news. Bad news bears for the Protoss. What's he working on? He's got High Templar. He's got their Singularity Charge. +1 attack here too for the ground units. And yeah, starting that Dragoon pressure. Well, the Dragoon production anyway, not really pressuring anything. Zerglings the answer to those Dragoons. The upgrades for these dudes, if we look up. +1 ground carapace, which is an upgrade shared by the Hydras and the Lurkers and the Lings. And the Ultralisks, which is kind of cool. It's just a very nice shared upgrade if you're planning on going for Ultras at any point. It's wonderful. Zerglings just scouting. Nope, don't engage. Do not engage. Dodge. Nice dodge, actually. The Zealots were coming in to catch you on a flank attack, and you were just fine with it. 109 to 137 supply. Rain, though, is looking great. He's got High Templar with Storm. He's got Dragoons. He's got Zealots with very scary +1 attacks. And +2 attack upgrade finishing up here. He's going to wait for it looks like, before he goes after this 3rd. And by wait for it, I mean absolutely just a move in. Just kidding. No, he's pulling back. He's pulling back. Ground weapons is almost done. He might actually head on over to this this natural base. Which makes a lot of sense. I'm okay with him heading over this direction. Zerglings just trying to see what's out here, and maybe could pick up a High Templar or 2. Here comes the Storm on the Lurkers. 1 Storm catching a bunch of Lings. Another Storm just for good measure. And another Storm. Oh, did he whiff on that Lurker? I think he whiffed on that Lurker. Unfortunately, attacking on in, there is a Ling counterattack coming over to a 4th base attempt by Rain while this is going on right now. Lurker's getting just absolutely massacred inside the ground. So yeah, the 4th base is not going to happen for Rain right now, but he has a big, huge, scary army threatening the immediate front door of the Zerg player. Can it be held right now? I don't know, man. I don't know. There's another creep colony on the way, but it's not even sunken yet. Scourge do take down both of the observers. What a clutch play! What a clutch play there out of Owo. And now the Lurkers are undetected, and I don't know if Rain can come in here. He can't see them. All right, so setting up for the bit of a surround, trying to go from the backside and the bottom side here. A little bit too is the Zerg player. Man, look at this blue on the minimap coming from all directions, trying to save the homeland. The Zealots are taking care of the Zerglings pretty nicely, but again, Lurkers have to be the answer here because there are no observers with this army. Trying to take a 4th base down here in this location is Rain, interestingly enough. Pretty good Storm there on the Lurkers. He knows where they are based on where the spines are coming from, and he can take them down just with splash damage. Actually sitting here fairly well is Rain. Not doing too poorly at all. He's a little bit stuck, a little bit trapped, but otherwise up 186 to 126 supply. Reinforcing Zealots trying to come in here, taking spines right to the face. There's now an observer, and now the Zealots can handle those guys. Actually, where did the observer go? The observer is gone, you guys. Problematic to be sure. Lurker on the high ground. Consume being researched here too. Are there defilers out? Is there a defiler somewhere that I don't see? I don't think that there is. 4th base. Oh, Lurkers are going to be a problem for this. Going to just get up in range of the Zealots. Just spread them out. And, oh, very nicely done. Zealot down here. 4th base is being threatened. Cannons coming up for detection. Rain has kind of been stuck here for a while now. He's hemmed in on all sides now by Lurkers. He can handle this. He can handle this one and that one for sure, but he needs the detection. In production are observers. Additional High Templar in production here too for the Protoss player. And yeah, pretty darn big Ling army up there at the 3rd base location. Another Lurker goes down. Detection is very nice here. An observer comes in just to help with that last Lurker, and they do get rid of it. 182 to 151 supply. The Zerg player has been given a bit of a reprieve. He's got Lings with +1/+2. Pretty awesome stuff. He's forced to kill his own sunken colony to allow free access around here from the main base, which is a little bit hilarious. So big old scary Protoss army coming out across the map, transferring probes down to this 4th base, which it's right next door to the Zerg. I can't imagine that Owo's going to let that thing stand. We've seen this taken before by Zerg's top left-hand, or by Protoss in PvZs, where the Zerg spawns in the bottom right. And it has always, I think it's always gone down. Top left-hand corner is a Nidus Canal. We've got a base for the Zerg player, Owo, and here comes a Plague. What is the Defiler going to do here? It's a Dark Swarm just to allow him to retreat and allow the Lings to kind of fight without interference from the Dragoons, but really the concern here are going to be the Zealots. +3 attack on those Zealots, and only +2 armor on the Zerglings, and those Zealots cleaned up, especially considering the numbers that they had. Base on the right side here, trying to be held as desperately as it can by Owo right now. Another Dark Swarm is up, a lot of Lings defending. If they can clear out the... Well, there's a good storm. If clear out the Zealots, you could do a good job, but it's just not working out. The Zealots are just overcoming too much. Nice Plague on the backside here on a lot of these units, but I think this base is going to die. More units coming down from the south here. This Archon just eating right now. 4 kills on that dude. Still alive. Splash damage is definitely what you want once the Dark Swarm is up here. Lings fighting against Dragoons and kind of sneaking out of the Dark Swarm a little bit are the Zerglings. The splash damage of the Archons is doing enough here anyway. Reaver production has begun from Rain. More and more Lings are running on in. It's just absolute chaos right now. Lurkers burrowing in, trying to get some damage in against these Archons. The Archons, man. 10 kills and 5 kills on those dudes. They've definitely paid for themselves, but Lurker Spine's taking 1 down. Zergling's just taking care of the rest. That guy, he retired, man. The Hatch lives. That's kind of the big deal right now, is the Hatch lives. Nice storm. Nice little surgical storm there. Each Dragoon has 9 kills. Hydra's trying to finish that dude off. Can't do it, man. +3 Dragoons are no joke at all. Where's your detection? Oh, right here. Right here. Observers are permacloaked, and as such, they are translucent and kind of hard to see. Turns out, if they're not selected especially, kind of mixing in here. Zealots coming up to the left side. Going to try to take down this top left-hand corner base. That's a lot of Zealots, man. That is extremely, extremely scary. 4th base happily running for Rain. Zealot's going to get rid of what I think is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base. 6th base here. Oh, Nidus Canal dies. Did enough Lings and Hydras pop out to do this? The Hydras do have +1 attack and +2 Carapace, but man, these Zealots are taking so long to die. Nidus Canal down. Sunken down there too. High Templar tried to get something done there, but no. Hydra's chasing it off quite nicely. And suddenly, well, a lot of the Zealots are gone. I guess additional units keep popping out of these eggs. And there we go. Saving his base again for the 2nd time just by the skin of his teeth here is Owo. Whoever this dude is, he's doing pretty well for himself. I mean, Rain is giving him all he can handle, but he is hanging on. And that's really what's important in these games, is just hanging on just long enough. Lurkers need to burrow. Lurkers need to burrow in a defensive position. There we go. Lurker Ling versus Zealot is much better than just straight up Zergling versus Zealot, as it turns out. So just was pumping a lot of Zealots there for a bit. Coming on back, these Archons already have kills. A Defiler gets picked off in the middle of the map here too. 194 to 197 supply. See what I mean? The Zerg player is okay. He's fine at this stage. A Defiler caught out in the middle of nowhere, somehow alive. Those Zealots! I was gonna say, man, those Zealots had every chance to murder him, and they finally do. I don't know where they were going previously there, but they appeared to have a separate engagement, I suppose. As a hush falls over the battlefield. Alright. +3 Archons, man. Is he working on? He's working on armor upgrades and shield upgrades, as you can see in the production tab up left. Metadynamic node on the way. +50 Defiler energy. This is looking really bad for the Zerg player. There are Archons, there are Reavers, there are Zealots. All of these things are good against pretty much everything ground. Everything ground of the Zerg armies. I mean, there's also Storm here too. Did I mention that? There's so much splash damage. Lings kind of rolling in a few at a time right now, which is not that great, but reinforcing units coming in from all across the map. We've seen this before, and kind of setting up in a defensive perimeter right now is Rain. Another Defiler goes down. I have to wonder if that was just a bad command, but he's going for it, man. All directions. Lings rolling on in. Storm on the bottom side, clearing out those Hydras very, very quickly. More Lynx trying to get to the flank attack, possibly diving right on top of the Reavers. But man, that Scarab damage is disgusting. More Storm coming in. The Hydras are down. What a beautiful hold there from Rain. Is that what we expect from him? Absolutely it is. These Zealots kind of wandering around inside the Zerg base. Well, close to the Zerg base anyway, and doing some damage there. So we're 4 base to 6 base. Zerg is up. He's got 15 more Hydras in production. He just continues to stream on in Zerglings and stream in Hydras and come from all angles. And there's Lurkers doing stuff, but they're not exactly well-timed. Well-timed attacks. 180 to 171 supplies. Big, scary Protoss army at your front base. It looks like Rain is going for it here. Beautiful Storms again along the right side. You got observers inside the main base for some reason. I'm not sure where they are going with that one, but Zerglings coming from the top. Oh man, the Reavers. Ugh. Okay, they both do go down, but they got a lot of Zergling kills. 182 to 170 supply. Right now, somehow this Owu player is sticking it to Rain. More beautiful Storms, though. The Dragoons hitting from distance. I don't know what their Overlord's doing here, unless it's just to mess up with the targeting of the Dragoons, in which case I think it might have worked a little bit. But still, man, Owu's up 189 to 174 supply. His economy is killing it. He hasn't lost a hatchery yet. He could probably stand to expand again, but he's just continuing to pump out units. He feels like he has enough to maybe finish off a Rain here. He's not trying to expand. It's kind of thinking about expanding up here, maybe. His Rain, it's really the only place left. Just kidding. Look who's taking the middle. Look at this, you guys. Look who's taking the middle. It's Rain. Rain? You're such a boss. Such a boss right now. Zealot walks through Lurker hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them? 7 there. Amazing. Hydra's coming in from the bottom right side, from the top side here too. This is the problem with holding this base, is that you're suddenly dealing nice Reaver hit though. Suddenly dealing with attacks from all sides. Nice Storms on the top side. Reaver handling the bottom side really nicely, but too many Hydras on the top. Where's that Reaver? Where's that hero Reaver? We needed him. We needed him so bad. Probes fighting Hydras, getting stormed directly on their heads, but they are 3-2. Dark Templar shows up just to get some swipes off, and Rain does manage to hold on to his main base here in the middle of the map. It's not his main base, but it's really important to him right now. It is going to have minerals later than most of his other bases are going to be. That said, it's a maxed out Zerg player. He's really good at coming in from different angles. The timing is difficult, and he's not necessarily pulling it off, but he's doing okay. These Hydras are just asking for a whooping. And of course they got it. Overlord killed here too. Nope, just kidding, does manage to escape. Additional Defilers in production for the Zerg player. And just more and more Lings and Hydras here. Where's the Dark Swarm? Where's the Plague? What is this Defiler? There's a decent Plague by the Defiler, but then he gets wrecked by an Archon. And chased into a corner here. The Zerg is just unable to mount any kind of a force to actually take down this center base. As I say that, though, more Lings are rolling in from all directions here. Hydra's crushing in here too. Storms on the top side being dodged a little bit, but not all that well. I think Rain's going to hold this base, you guys. The Storms are too good. The Reavers are too good. The Cannons are now up. Static defense is beautiful. Nice Storm all over these Hydralisks. Rain, man. Rain is in trouble. He was in trouble, but somehow he's standing, and he's standing tall. Top base is being taken right now by Owu. I don't know if he can be allowed to hold on to that. I really don't. Rain feels like his center base is sufficiently protected, or maybe he feels like the best defense is a good offense, and he's coming up into this top left-hand corner to try to get rid of what is existing here for Owu. But I don't know, man. I really, really don't know. Owu sitting at 1,400 minerals, 1,000 gas. Rain is at 200, 400 right now. The bank is definitely favoring the Zerg player, but Defilers are here. Storms finishing off one of the Defilers. Pretty nicely done with the Dark Swarm there, but again, the Archons just do so well in this situation. Hydra's rolling in, picking off probes. The center base is going to fall. Rain marching across the map right now. He's been plagued He is getting dark swarmed. He's storming up onto the high ground to try to get rid of the lurker up there. That's amazing, amazing stuff right now. But I feel like this is the beginning of the end for Rain. He's down 168 to 141 supply. Sure, he might take down this base. Might take down this base. Oh, lurkers. Lurkers need to burrow. They need to burrow here and make sure the Dragoons have nowhere to go. The army is starting to dwindle extremely quickly for the Protoss player. Rain loses everything he came up to this corner of the map with 165 to 120 supply in favor of the Zerg. Once again, the bank size tells the story, and that's it. Good game from Rain, and this player, Owo, manages to get the match off of Rain and does extremely impressive stuff, making it happen. Wow! Incredible. Incredible play here. Coming from the Zerg player, who is this guy? Once again, another mystery Zerg who's able to take a game off of Rain. It's not Jaedong. It's not Jaedong this time because the Plagues and the Dark Swarms were not on point enough to be Jaedongs. We would have seen different style if it was him, and it's not Larva either. I just don't think it was Larva, although the really heavy macro style of getting up 7 bases and then just continually producing off of that is fairly reminiscent of him. But yeah, if you guys know who this is, Owo brackets MVP, let me know. Like I said, I spent some time looking for it, couldn't find it. Could not find a thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and check out that final score. But yeah, there's a moment here where Reina was holding the center and looking really good doing it, and then he pushed on this base that it looked amazing, but no, Owo was just able to hold, and every time it was just his macro. He was just able to be like, up, another 12 Lings, another 15 Hydralisks, another 3 Lurkers, go. Another couple Defilers, another 12 Lings, another couple Hydras, go. And it wasn't pretty, and it wasn't incredibly efficient, but it was just enough to keep the pressure on the Protoss player, enough to defend his bases. This one was under attack, saved it. This one was under attack, saved it. His natural base was kind of under attack, but not really in the third base. Maybe not so much either there, but pretty good defense overall. Again, not losing a hatch at all against a Protoss player of Rain's caliber is pretty impressive. So good job by him. All right, so yeah, man, look at this. 749 units killed by Rain in this game. Only lost 270, and this is pretty much how ZVP always looks, you guys. Is so many dead Zerg, not so many dead Protoss, but eventually, if the numbers look, you know, somewhere around here, the Zerg's going to be in a pretty good position. Resources, favoring Owu, all in gas mined, minerals mined, and total spent by quite a bit. Really only got 4 bases up, and generally that's enough. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but anyway, good times had by all there, and it's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.